Hello and welcome to Friday's second edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Well, third edition, fourth edition, even if you count the shorts that we did earlier on today, Wordle in a Minute and Cracking the Minute Cryptic. What are we looking at in this video, though? This is a main video. Well, hopefully it will be a main video, assuming I can solve rectangle sums by Fitzy with a 7 instead of a Z. So, well, yeah, I think it's probably still meant to be Fitzy. I have to say, I just love the idea of this puzzle. So you can see there are sort of corners up here, and we have to match the corners to the bottom sides of rectangles. And then the top left-hand cell will give the sum of all the digits in the respective rectangle. Isn't that a brilliant idea? I think it's fantastic. So I'm looking forward to having a go at this. I mean, the rules are really short as a result, and I've basically almost explained them, but we'll do them properly in a moment or two's time. I'm afraid I don't know how difficult this is. I did find it on Logic Masters, but it hasn't achieved a rating there as yet. But hopefully it will do soon. Fingers crossed. Anyway, this is what this video is going to be about. It's probably going to be quite mathsy, isn't it? But that's great. That's great. We like a bit of maths. We've already done a bit of a few words today. There was a crossword video earlier on. That was the main video that I did, done by the crossword was constructed by Mark Kelmanson, and it was an absolute doozy. Really fantastic clues and grid fill. So if you do enjoy cryptic crosswords, definitely check that out. If you don't enjoy cryptic crosswords, or you think you might not, but you don't really know, then that is a video that you could watch that would try and introduce you to the topic, and it could become, as variant Sudoku has become for so many of us, a bit of a hobby. You never know. What else have I got to tell you about today, though? I've got a few things to mention. I will tell you that Meryl and I had a go at a puzzle. Meryl won last month's competition, so she bravely agreed to attempt to solve a puzzle with me, and the recording went fantastically well. So there's going to be a bonus video. I think it's going to come out on Monday at 10 a.m. UK time. So it'll be, I think, our 12th viewer solve. Yeah, it was a delight for me, and I hope that you'll enjoy watching too. So a bonus video on Monday morning. What else? Let me look at my list. I've got some birthdays to do. I'll do a quick mention that over on Patreon, we've got Sandra and Nala's Sudoku hunt. So if you do want to win the chance to come onto the channel, that would be the thing to do. Get involved and solve those fog Sudokus. You've still got 3 days left. That's plenty of time. Then there's nothing monstrous there. And give yourself an opportunity. Closing dates sort of midnight in some time zone on the 20th of the month. What else? We've got a new app out, Blobz Sudokus. Check that out too. But let's do birthdays. I'm going to start off by saying happy birthday to Ines. Now, Ines, I'm a bit late with the birthday announcement, but I didn't know about it in advance. But Ines' partner has an excellent taste in presents. I can say this because they bought Ines Cracking the Cryptic merchandise, not Rat Run merchandise, at least not in that picture, but that's Cracking the Cryptic merch there. And also, now, Ines, I think, has a love of penguins, including, now there was a what are they called, a Pokemon. I don't know anything about Pokemon. I know I should know more about Pokemon. I don't know anything about Pokemon, but apparently, is it this Pokemon, the one wearing the Cracking the Cryptic hat, is called Piplup. That is a very strange name. Is that? It's like an anagram of pupil with an extra P. But Piplup is apparently Ines' favourite penguin. Modelling Cracking the Cryptic merch there. That is, I mean, are they all Piplups? No, they're not all Piplups. Only some of them look like this one. Anyway, there we go. Ines, well, I think you did have a good birthday by all accounts. I hope the chocolate cake you went to find was excellent. Many happy returns. Next, we'll go to Brisbane, Australia, and say happy birthday to Adam. Adam, I know it's your birthday because I had an email from Lucy telling me that the two of you have been watching for years, I think, and it might be nice if you got a shout out. Well, happy birthday, my friend. I have been to Brisbane, believe it or not, but it was many, many years ago. I was 21 at the time, so it was about 8 years ago, and I enjoyed it mightily. Is Noosa? Is that because Brisbane is Gold Coast, isn't it? I think. I want to say I went to a beach called Noosa, but that could be nonsense, and I could have got the wrong part of Australia. But that is what I remember. I remember the whole country just being the most fantastic place to be. Anyway, fond memories, and Adam, many happy returns. Next, Nabby. Nabby, you've turned 20 today, and I know this because your partner Rafa wrote to me. And Nabby, I know you got Rafa into the channel a couple of years ago, so thank you very much for spreading the word. And I gather you're having Brazilian carrot cake today. Could be okay if the icing's replete enough. And Coca-Cola. Brazilian carrot cake and Coca-Cola, that sounds quite a mixture. But Nabby, many happy returns. And then finally, Travis. Travis, Ashley wrote to me and wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I think it might be your birthday tomorrow. Ooh, I might have got that wrong. I hope I haven't. And Travis, I hope you have a great birthday tomorrow. Many happy returns, and I hope that you get some very heavily iced chocolate cake. That's all the news. Shall we have a go at this puzzle, which is called Rectangle Sums by Fitzy. Let's see what we have to do. It looks like it's normal Sudoku rules applying. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Within the grid, there are rectangles. Only the upper left and bottom right corners of the rectangles are shown. Each shown corner corresponds to exactly one rectangle. All digits contained within a rectangle sum to the total given in that rectangle's upper left corner. It's such a smooth rule set, isn't it? It's just lovely. So if that one joined up with that one, then that would be a total. Oh, what's going on with my colours here? My colours have gone crazy. This would be a rectangle that would sum to 175, which is probably a bit too. I don't think that can sum to 175. I might be wrong. It feels too big. But anyway, I think we're going to have to make use of the secret to make any progress. But that's a different story. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. There's some big numbers here. 241. That sounds like the number who escaped in the Great Escape. How are we going to do this then? So we're going. They could add up to 26. Probably they could. They could, so they could add up to 26. Those could add up to 26. 26 in 6 cells is not putting too much pressure on. I think they could add up to 26. And they can't add up to 26 because the minimum sum of these 4 digits would be 10, wouldn't it, if these were 1, 2, 3, and 4? And the minimum sum of 6 digits is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is 21. So the minimum sum of all of those is 31, which is slightly too high. But there are, I think, 3 options for that 26. What about the 34? The 34 can't go to this one because of a secret. So let's talk about the secret. What is the secret of Sudoku? Something I share with only my very favourite people. But if you're watching this video, you're definitely one of my favourite people. The secret of Sudoku is that any box of a Sudoku, indeed any row, any column, because of the rules of Sudoku, must contain the digits 1 to 9 once each. And if we sum the digits 1 to 9, we get 45, I hear you chorus. Yeah, you're right, 45. So if this one was paired with this one, it should sum to 45. Now we know it doesn't, so that's definitely wrong. So does that mean this has to go there? Yeah, it does. This one is easier. Aha! This one, it can't go here because that would be definitely more than 45. So that one goes with that one. Let's colour it in. So okay, so the 26 now doesn't use this one. So the 26 is either that one or that one. Right. The 81 I can do. The 81 is this one, I think. And that's sort of using 2 lots of the secret. If the 81 joined to there or there, it would create a rectangle encompassing 2 entire rows or 2 entire columns. And we know that 2 entire rows or columns would sum to 90, which is more than 81. So we need to get to a bottom right-hand corner that is not as far away as these 2 cells. All of these are even further away. So it's got to be that one, hasn't it? So that's got to be a region. Now, okay, so we've got 81 there. Therefore, this sort of V heptomino, is that how we might describe that, has got to add up to 81 minus 45, which is 36. 36 in 7 cells, but we can repeat digits, so I don't think we're going to be able to do that. 170 is not divisible by 45. So actually, that's an interesting question. That is an interesting question. Right, so we're going to have to be a bit careful with how we... Yeah, look actually at all the totals. No, that's... Right, in fact, let's just think about this. So 45 would be 1 complete row or column. 90 would be 2 complete rows or columns. 135 would be 3 complete rows or columns. Then 180 would be 4. 225 would be 5. 270 would be 6. 315 would be 7. 360 would be 8. And 405 would be the entire contents of the grid. 45 times by 9. Now, I don't think any of these totals that we're being given are a multiple of 45. And that means that their rectangle... Let's look at this one, for example. Could this one's bottom right-hand corner be any of those cells? No. Because any one of these I picked, let's say I picked that one, that's going to be a complete it's going to be a rectangle that includes a whole number of rows, isn't it? So it ought to be divisible by 45 if it was possibly true, and it's not. So, and the same is going to be true up here. None of these are divisible by 45, so this one could never go to any of those. Because that, again, it's going to take a whole number of columns to do that in its rectangle. So these ones are going to join the adjacent column. These are going to join with these. Now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That makes sense. Right, perfect. So there are the same number, and these 2, 3, 4. There are 7 of those, and 2, 3, 4. 5. Yeah, that works. So these are going to join these in some order, and that's going to be the complicating thing. 62 there. I mean, that can't be those, because we know that a whole box is 45. So it's got to be at least down to here. Now, if those were maxed out, they could add up to 39, couldn't they, if they were 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 39 plus 17, if this was an 8, 9 pair, wouldn't get us high enough. So this 62 is actually coming down to at least here. Now, is that... No, that is possible, I think. I could do 39 and 30. Yeah, that's more... Okay. 30 by 6, 7, 8, 9ing this. Okay, so I can go to there. Presumably I can't go down here, though, for the 62. Because we know 2 whole columns is 90. And so the maximum they could be would be an 8, 9 pair, which is 17. So this is 73 is the absolute minimum value of these cells. And if these were 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 30. Oh, no, that's no good at all, because that would allow my 62 to come down there. Oh, dearie me. Right, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do, really. I'm sure there must be some sort of way of sort of doing this in a... Oh, there's a sort of maverick on the ground going down the road out there. Where's the obvious place to look, Simon? Come on. What about the 120 there? Because if the 120 can't be these cells, because they're going to add up to less than 90, that's less than 2 whole columns. It could be this rectangle, because 3 whole columns is 135, so if those added up to 15, that would work. Now, what about, could it be 4 whole, well, could it be those 4 columns? And the answer to that is no, I think. Yeah, I mean, the maximum size of these would be a 6, 7, 8, 9, wouldn't it, which is 30. So the absolute minimum size of this many columns would be 180 minus 30, which is 150, which is far too big for this to be 120. Right, so I've got another one. This one is these. Now that one might be more useful. Oh, goodness. Hang on, how are we going to... Oh, no, this is bad, isn't it? I thought I was going to be able to just... Oh, no. I thought I was just going to be able to overlap them. I wonder if I could use the line drawing tool. Let me just have a look at that. So I don't want to lose that green. I'm going to try and do... Oops. That's not terribly good either. Or maybe I just put the... I could just label the corners. Yeah, okay, so what we'll do is we'll label the corners, and then we know that that is a rectangle. So I can get rid of those. Now, I've just worked out the 120 was those, so let's label those up. And see now, how do I record the fact that I know something about those 3? Because they must add up to 15, being 135 for all 3 columns minus 120. So I know what I'll do. I'll make that a blue line like that, indicating to me that if I use the logic included in the blue rectangle, I can deduce the value of those 3 cells. That's quite sensible. Now, so I've got the... Oh! Right, my 120 has taken this one away from the 26. So the 26 must be those 2. That's great. So now I know those add up to 26. And these add up to 34. Okay, I don't know what to do with that. Right, and I've got 116, which, well, if I go to, so if that is the 116 rectangle, does it get too big or not? And the answer is 21 and 90. No, it's probably right then, actually. Because the way I'm seeing that is that this rectangle here is made up of 2 complete boxes, that's 90, plus these 6 cells, which would have to be worth 26, and that's a very reasonable total, isn't it? Okay. It's not easy actually to get a handle on this. 241, that's enormous. Does that have to be there? If it was, what would that mean? Well, that is very nearly 6 complete rows of the puzzle, which is 6 times... what's going wrong with my brain? 6 times 4, 24. 270. 270. Okay, so 270 would be the... if we added those in. But if we take these out, we're at 241. And that would mean these have to add to 29, which is very reasonable, actually. Okay, well, let's try and rule it out from being smaller than that, then. Now, those cells are basically 4 complete boxes of the Sudoku, which is 4 times 45, which is 180, plus another 6 cells. That's not going to be enough. Right, so we've got another one. This 241... because the maximum 6 cells could add up to would be 39 if they were 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 39 plus 180 is not anywhere close to 241. So the only thing we can join that one to is that one. That is another massive rectangle. And now what we're going to do is this. Because I now, or maybe it's more sensible to do those 3 to have less grey. Because I could use that, couldn't I? Because what I'm saying there is that the grey allows me to deduce the value of this as 29. I know the whole column is 45, so those are 16. Now, and I've got to shuffle 188. Yay, well, yeah. This is good. I'm going to go for the 188 now. So the 188, can it be to this one and be all of those cells? No, definitely not. Because those cells incorporate 4 complete boxes of the puzzle, as well as 6 more cells. Now, 4 complete boxes is 180, and 6 more cells is at least 21. That would break this total. So we can't go as far as this one. Therefore, we definitely can't go as far as that one, so we must go to that one, and those 2 are paired off. Now, what does that tell us then? That's horrendous, that one. That's a very complicated shape, because you've got 2 complete boxes, 2 7-cell columns, and an extra rump of 3 there. So I don't think I can use my yellow trickery. I can't draw a yellow line there, I don't think. But I might be able to get these 2 now, because I've only got to decide between those 2. 175. So if I go there, that's not going to work. No way. Right, let's do that. So if those 2, let's make those indigo. If these were paired off, why am I reluctant to think that could work? Well, the reason is that they are supposed to add to 175, but I know that those 4 boxes sum to 180. And that would mean these cells have to sum to 5, which is clearly nonsense. So that is matched with that, and now by sort of a process of elimination, those two are matching up together. Which is right. Now hang on, I think this one I can do something with. I can get the value of no, hang on, can I? Yes, I can get the value of those three. Because if that rectangle sums to 116, but these cells sum to 90, these cells sum to 26, so these sum to 19 to make the row add up. I see, I haven't got quite the right colour to do that. Okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to make this orange, and I'm going to change these to orange, just so I can try to keep track. So those were 19. I can't remember what they were. Were they 16? I know that I got them from the grey. Oh yes, that's right, because the grey meant those were 29. So the grey is 16. This is 19. That one was derived from the blue. That was 15. They're all middly totals, though, aren't they? They're not very useful. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. All right, let's try the 170 then. What's that joining to? 170 is quite a big number. So it can't join to these two, because even 3 complete rows is only 135. So we've got to be more than, 3 incomplete rows. We're going at least to this cell. Now, if we went to this cell, we've almost got 4 complete rows, which would be 180's worth of digits. So actually, that would be a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple adding to 10, if this is joined to this. But it might join to that. Let's have a think about whether that's possible. That's very close to 5 complete rows, which we know would sum to what? 225? So okay, that doesn't even remotely work. That doesn't even remotely work. But the only way this could be true was if it's possible for these digits to sum to 55, which is they just can't, because I know that all 5 rows sum to 225. So there's no way the rectangle can be that big. So this one and the 170. Now what color? I've still got lime green. Oh, I will use lime green, because this does give me the opportunity to know that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, but I know it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, so I don't need a line to tell me. And just to recapitulate why it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, it's because these cells sum to 170, but the whole of 4 rows add to 180. So these have to add to 10, and there's only one way to do that. So these digits, I shouldn't do it, should I? But I'm quite excited about the prospect of putting in any numbers at all. They are big numbers. And that one is a 26, but it's... that one is a 34. Golly gosh, it's not easy, is it? That one is a... Oh, that one got me those. Oh, I know what I didn't think about. I was going to think about the 175 clue and whether or not that told me anything about anything else. That's horrendous, actually. Because this one is very unclear. We've got 175 for all those cells. Let's deduct out of that 90. So now we're at 85 for these cells. Ugh. I mean, 7 cells is a minimum of 28 if they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me just check that is working. I suddenly had a heart failure. I thought I'd not pressed record, but I think it is okay. don't like that one. Don't know what to do with that. Right, let's try the 74. The 74 is probably going to that one, I would guess. Yes. In fact, this one's been available forever. It's completely crystal clear. Because how could it go to this one? It would instantly take 2 whole boxes, which we know sum to 90 on their own. So that one can only join that one. And therefore, what colours have I got left? Oh, I've got none. I've got no colours left. Because that lime green could go there, and then I'd have used all my colours. I'm going to have to go further afield. I can make these brown. I don't use brown very often. Now, what does that mean? Because we know that 2 complete rows is 90. And I know that those are 74. So I know these are 16. And I would quite like to record that somehow. How do I do that? I don't think I've got a very good way of doing that. Oh, I tell you what I could do. It's all going to get a bit tricky. But what I could do, I'll change these to be brown. And I'll change these to be dark green. And then I'll say that these cells are affected by green. They are valued at 16. Okay, so let's do this one now. It can't be that one, because that would be 2 complete boxes, and we know that we have no factors of 45 in the choices, so it's not that one. So the 150 is going at least down to there. Now can it... that's great. Well, the 150 can't take in 4 boxes, because 4 boxes sum to 180, so we know which one this one joins. It joins that one. Now, I'm going to have to use strange colours here. Now, can we get anything clever from that? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Because if they add up to 150... Hang on, there's loads of things we can do with this. If these add up to 150, and 4 boxes add up to 180, these add up to 30, but that one, I've got some... I meant to know what they add up to from orange, apparently. What were they adding up to? 19, weren't they? They were 19, so these are 11, because they were 30. Right, these add up to 11 using the pink logic. Now, I've got something close to pink. I have to remember, I think, that that corresponds with that colour rather than that colour. It's probably closer to that, isn't it? But I think I'll remember. So 11, 19, right, the whole row adds up to 45. So these add up to 15. That's just hopeless, isn't it? Okay, let's keep going. 141. I reckon that's going to be there, but I'm not certain. 65, isn't that going to have to be there? Yes, this 65 has to be here, because if it wasn't, it's going at least to here, and that's taking in these 2 boxes, which will add up to 90 on their own. So those 2 are paired off. Is that clear? That's a slightly strange colour, isn't it? Maybe I'll use that one. That's quite close to my other blue. Oh dear. And what about that one? That's different, I think. It feels different from that one. Right, so... Oh, yeah, okay, so here we learn that those 3 cells sum to 20, don't we? Because we know those cells sum to 65, but these sum to 45. So those add up to 20. Oh, this is tricky. I'm going to do that. I know it's poor. Maybe I could change this one. I don't know how to do. Or maybe I could just change the color of these two. Right, I am running a bit. Okay, I'll make those those colors. That's a sort of, it's definitely different from these two blues. And then I'll use blue there. I've got blue there as well. I'm just going to have to remember, I think. So these add up to 20. Still, it's a little bit worrying actually, because I'm not even sniffing. I got a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple in column 1. I've really not had anything else of any merit at all. Okay, right, 1, 4, 1. So that is less than 4 complete boxes, isn't it? So is it this one, is what I'm thinking. Because 4 complete boxes would add up to 180. See, if it was this one, that would be useful, because then these would have to add up to 39, which is the maximum you can make 6 different numbers in Sudoku add up to. They'd have to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would have to be 1, 2, 3. But I think that's possible that we go further down and we'd be in this type of world. Now, if we were in that type of world, well, maybe we can't. Maybe that's not going to work. Let's do the maths on this. So I've got a 7-cell column here and a 7-cell column there. The minimum I could put into the... In fact, hang on. I was going to say the minimum in each column is 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but that would put 8, 9 there and 8, 9 there. So actually what we should do is say what's the maximum of those 4 digits, which is 30 if they were 6, 7, 8, 9. So the absolute minimum value of those cells is 60, and 60 plus 90 is 150. It's too much. This is great. I love this. So that's got to join with that. I'll just make it that color as it's available. Yeah, and this is great because this is a bit like this sequence. So let me just explain again. If those add up to 141, but these add up to 180, they must add up to 39, which means they're maxed and these are minned. These have to be 1, 2, and 3 and add up to 6 to get the column to add up to 45. And the thing is, that doesn't overlap with anything that I've got already. And I've still got 2 thingies to do, with thingy being the technical term, but maybe we know 111 is 24 short. So if it was there, these would add up to 21. No, hang on. No, that's nonsense. Why are you talking absolute gibberish, you silly man? That's nonsense. That's such nonsense what I've just said. It's unforgivable nonsense. No, if this is 111 and I took those cells, then these cells sum to 24 to take the 3 columns up to 135, which they will add up to. So this would be 24 and this would be 21, which might be possible actually. But hang on. I don't know actually. So no, this can't join to there. What are you talking about, man? That's impossible. The 62 can't go there. Because that would be, well, what's the maximum they could be? They could be an 8-9 pair. That's 17 away from 90. That would make those add up to 73 or more. Well, they only add up to 62. This is good. This is good because that's settled this then. So this one joins with that one. And we will make those, really struggling for colours here. I'll make those colours, and then this one joins with that one. We'll make this, is that yellow different? It is actually, I can see that yellow is brighter than this yellow, so I will go for that. Now, this is exciting, because if we know, and we do now know, that these cells sum to 111, then these must take us up to 135. So these add up to 24, and they are 789. And now that is not 789. These digits here are from their middle entropy digits. They're 4, 5, and 6 because they see 1, 2, 3, and they see 7, 8, 9. And now, oh, we could have done this differently. Where are these two digits in row 9? They've got to be there. Which is all very well. So now in my 26, I have got 6 there. So these 5 cells sum to 20. Okay. I mean, that could be a 5 or a 6, so they would be 11. So these have a maximum value of 9. And these two couldn't both be 1, 2, 3, because then I'd have too many 1s, 2s, and 3s in box 7. But I don't know what that means. I want to just go back, though, and check the 62, because I haven't thought that through properly. Because I've got 62 there. The whole of the last two columns would be 90. So these add up to 28. But that's a big digit. So this definitely, does this have to be 7? If that's 9, you definitely can't make them add up to 28 because 8, 7, 6, and 5 only add up to 26. And that suggests I haven't got many degrees of freedom. If this is 8, this would be 16. Yeah, how do you make those add up to 12? If you can't use 9, 8, or 7, you can't do it. So this is 7. That's a digit. That's our first digit. That's, of course, for celebration. And these two digits add up to 11. So they are 5 and 6. Right, so now these digits are 1, 2, 3, 4 in the box. And look at this. I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple in row 7. Now this digit has to find a home, has to live in box 9 somewhere. So it is that digit. Oh, bobbins, I don't know. This is a 5, 6 pair, so that is not 5 or 6 now. So now the minimum value of those is 12. 12, what did we say that sort of L pentomino had to add up to? 20 to make my 26 work. So these now are these are a maximum value of 8. Because if I min these 5 and 7, I've got 12 plus 6 means these can't be more than 8 to get to 26 because I'm already at 18. So there is a 1 in those 3 cells, and that cell is not a 1. And if this was a 9, then this would be a 1, 2, 3 triple, and this cell couldn't exist, so that is not a 9. This is a 7 or an 8. And, well, there's got to be, but because this is adding up to, because those 3 cells add up to a maximum of 8, they must include 2 low digits. So 2 of the digits 1, 2, and 3. So, well, yeah, hang on, and they don't include 5, so this must include 4. Yeah, these 2 digits, they can include only one of the digits 1, 2, and 3. These can't both be 1, 2, and 3 for many reasons. There'd be 4 digits from 1, 2, 3 in row 8, 4 digits from 1, 2, 3 in box 7. Both of those are nonsense. So one of these is a 1, 2, or 3. The other couldn't be a 7 because those 3 digits together add up to a maximum of 8. So the other digit is a 4. And so these are from 1, 2, 3, and 4. And one of them is a 4. And now I've got, well, now these are, oh, I already knew this. These are just big, aren't they? So if these add up, this can't add up to 6. So they either add up to 7 or 8. If they're 7, they're 1, 2, 4. If they're 8, they're 1, 3, 4. Okay, so where are 7, 8, and 9 in row 8? They're in these 3 cells. And the 9 is in this domino, so these are not 9. 4. Oh, maybe I knew that already. I hadn't appreciated some of the Sudoku that's possible here. So, okay. Oh, it's tricky, this, isn't it? It's not that easy to do this. I can't now remember what some of these lines were meant to add up to. That one was 15, I think, but it's not very interesting. There is a 9 in one of those 3 cells by Sudoku. Is that worth recording? Oh, okay. Let's do some simple stuff in this box. I know those 6 cells add up to 34, so I know these 3 cells add up to 11 to get the total for the box to 45, so that can't be a 9. So that could probably be an 8, though. 8, 1, 2. That would be a 4. I don't know. Maybe that's possible. What about, okay, let's go back to the 81. I haven't thought about that since the very beginning. What's that telling us? So these add up to, oh, we did think about this. They had to add up to 36, didn't they? Goodness me. Okay, I have no idea where to look here. What were those 3? They were derived from the, oh, they were 15. 15 is just the most, it's the most useless total. 170 for those. So, oh, and that's what got me the 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard to keep track in your brain, or in my brain at least, sort of which clues I've used and which I've used a bit, but there's probably more I'm going to be able to deduce. 88, 241. So 241. Those ones, these were 16, weren't they? That's useless. It cannot be relevant, can it? 175. So that is those cells. I really hope it isn't that, because that just looks incredibly complicated. This one. This one gave me those ones as being 19, I want to say. Yeah, that's right, because it was 19, 11, and that's how I got that to be 15. This one is very complicated. Very complicated. The maximum size of those is 30. We learnt about that before, didn't we? So that's 60 or more. 60 or more. In fact, that's not very easy to do, is it? I don't think these are maxed. I think they're more likely to be minned, actually, because if they're only 60 plus another 90 there, that gets me to 120, which means these three cells would have to be enormous to get me up to 188. So I'm going to need to minimize these, which is 12 is the minimum value of those, because I can't put 1s, 2s and 3s there. So I could put 4, 5 there, I could put 1, 2 there. So 12 is the minimum, which means the maximum value of these is 100. No, it's not 100, it's 90 minus 12, which is 78. So that means the max value of these is 90, it's 168. 168. So, this is quite good. So these three have to add up to at least 20, I've just deduced. At least 20. Yeah, that feels right. So they can't be less than 12. So these have to be... The maximum I can get these to be is 78. 78 and 90 is 168. I still need at least 20 here, so this can't be 1 or 2. And in fact, okay, if I need 20, even if this was a 4, this would have to be 7, 9 at least. So there's definitely a 9 in here. 100% there's a 9 in that domino. And I don't think there's many, because actually, if this was all maxed out from the values, because this one is a maximum of 4 and this is a maximum of 8, 9. So I can't make those add up to more than 21. So I can't make these add up to, these either add up to 12 or 13. If they added up to any more than 13, this couldn't be big enough. So 13. Right, so there is definitely these are from 4. One of these is a 4, definitely. Otherwise, we're at 5, 6 already, plus 1, 2 is too many. So there must be a 4 in here, and these are from 1, 2, 3, and one of them has to be a 1. Because again, if these were a 2, 3 pair adding to 5, 5 plus 4 plus 5 is 14, which is too much for that. This little 2 by 2. Now, okay, now hang on. Now these 2 digits have to go there in box. So one of those is a 9. And I've got a blue line here, but I can't remember what it meant. It meant something to do. Oh, I know, these were 20. I can do that. That's the 65, isn't it? So those are 65 minus this box of 45. So they add up to 20. And I know these 2 are either 16 or 17. So this is 3 or 4. And this can't be 4 because there's a 4 over here. This is fantastic. So this is 3. That's 4. So these are not 3 anymore. These are not 4 anymore. Well, these have to add up to 20. That's what we've just said. So if this is 3, this has to be an 8-9 pair. And now I know those digits are those digits, because that's what we said by Sudoku. So that means that this does add up to 21, which means I think these add up to 13, but I just want to check my logic there. So if these were 12, which was the minimum, that was 78. These had to add up to 20, which they now can't. They do add up to 21. And if these were 13, these add up to 77. Plus 90 is 167. I need these to add up to 21. That works. Right, so these add up to 13, and these add up to 3, so these add up to 10, and they have got to be a 4-6 pair. This is a fantastic puzzle. Fitzy, this is a fantastic puzzle. Now, these are 5 and 7. Now I get a 1, 2, 6 at the end of this row, but I've got a grey thingy here. What does that relate to? So that must relate to this thing. So yeah, this was 16. That's not very helpful at all. Bother. Oh, can we do some Sudoku in the 3, 8, 9? Oh, this is a 7, apparently. That's... Oh, no, this is great. This is an 8. This is a 9. These are not... They've got 8 in them anymore. This is an 8 by Sudoku. It seems to be the only place 8 can go in box 8. So there's an 8 and a 9 in these cells. Again, that's just Sudoku I'm doing here. These digits are from 5, 7, 8, 9 just by Sudoku in column 4. Now, what do we do with this, though? I don't know yet. I've got a blue line going across the top. What's that from? Is that oh, they add up to 15. Okay, that's not helpful. It's every time you make a little bit of progress, I just get stymied again. Now this is an 8 though, so those have got to add up to... Before that, these could have added up to 12. Now they add up to at least 13. Does that mean they have to be 7? That could be important. Let's just think that through. So I've got 26 here. So the minimum sum of those. So the minimum of those is 19. Yeah, and these have to include a 4. So these can't add up to... Yeah, we worked out earlier these couldn't be a 1, 2, 3 triple because that would break that. So they now have to be a 1, 2, 4. And this has to be a 5 in the corner. Otherwise we're going to break the total. So there is no 3 in these cells. They are 1, 2, 4. This is 3. This is 1, 2, 4. So this is 3. No. 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 Okay. Nearly. Didn't they have to add up to 11? That can't be a 9 then. Shit, can't be an 8 either. If this was an 8, this would be a 1, 2 pair, and that would break here, look. This can't be 1 or 2. So that is not 8. Now I've got 5, 7 in the column. Whoopsie. So I've got an 8, 9. Whoa. I've got an 8, 9 pair here. And I think this is going to be restricted, because if this is 7, these have to add up to 4, and they would have to be a 1, 3 pair, which would have to be a 3 there and a 1 there. But what if this was 5? These would have to add up to 6 without using 5, so they'd have to be a 2, 4 pair, so it would be a 2 here and a 4 here. So Doesn't do it. Doesn't do anything. Oh, that's distressing, isn't it? That's a bit unfortunate. Okay, I don't know how to do that then. At least I don't think I know how to do that. All right, so where were we looking before? We worked out something about this. Do we... Those had to add up to something based off orange. They were 19. It doesn't help me. Oh, wait. 34 there. So these add up to 11. These add up to 11. Can we do that? 713, is that the problem? 7, 3, 1, 2, 4. I think it's okay. I'm afraid. 2, 3, 4. Oh dear. Right. So I've got very badly stuck again. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I don't really even know where to look here. There's probably a clue that I've given no attention for a very long time. And I don't know where it is. I'm looking. I'm trying to use the lines I've drawn into the grid. I don't think they're terribly helpful. What do you think we have to do now? Could we... I'm so sorry if you... Oh, actually, hang on. I have just got something. I've got a 5 by Sudoku there. Let's hope that frees us up again. I don't think it's going to. So this is not a 3 anymore. So this is a 1, 2 pair. So there's definitely a 3 in this domino. And this being a 5, okay, all right. So I get these digits as 6, 7, 9. I know that's a 6 or a 7. But that doesn't preclude this being a 4. I don't think it does anyway. One, 2. So these digits here, one of them is a 1 or a 2, and one of them's a 4 or a 6. I mean, I'm going to put it in because I'm feeling a bit desperate about what to do here. And okay. Now I'm looking at all my clues again, trying to work out what's what. What about that one? No, that's what gave me my 1, 2, 3 triple at the bottom, so I can't do anything with that. What about this one then? That one is... That's what gave me the sum of those 6. And those had to add up to 15, didn't they? Which is... I mean, you can do that in a zillion different ways. So I don't think it's this one. This one is telling us that these digits add up to 16. Now, I mean, I don't think that's restricted, but maybe I'm wrong. If these were a 1, 2 pair, these would add up to 13, and they'd have to be 6, 7. I don't think there's a problem with that. if these were a 1-3 pair, these would have to add up to 12, and they would be 5-7. Don't think there's a problem with that. And if these were a 2-3, these would have to add up to 11, and they would be 5-6. And I don't think there's a problem with that either. Oh. Okay. What these three had to add up to, was it 15? So if this is a 1, these add up to 4. Actually, that can't be a 1 in the corner, because you can't make this add up to 14. This could be where we're meant to look. So if this was a 2, these would add up to 13, and they'd have to be 6, 7. Is there some reason that fails? It's quite interesting in this column, isn't it? And if this is a 3, oh, so one of these is a 7, I think. Maybe this is the point. Because if this is a 3, these have to add up to 12, and they'd have to be 5, 7. And if this is a 2, they have to add up to 13, and they have to be 6, 7. So there is definitely a 7 in here. And what did they have to add up to? Oh, they were 16, weren't they? So this was 15, and these were 16. So, right, so this digit can't be a 1, 2, or 3, because then these 3 digits would add up to 6. And this would have to be a 10, so that's a 1, 2, or a 3. So nearly good. Well, okay, no, that gives me a 1, 2, 3 triple. Okay, so that gives me a 1, 2, 3 triple in the row, the 3 of which seems to have to be in these cells, so that's corner digit is a 2. And now these have to add up to 15. I'm just going to check my maths on that. Where did that come from, that 15? That came from blue. Yeah, 135 versus 120. So that feels right. So these are now a 6, 7, which means this is 4, this is 6. Now, hopefully what we can do is work out the values, the possible values of this. Well, hang on. I've got a 1, 3 pair here now. So this is 2, this is 1. And I have not put 5 into this box. So this is 5. I've now got 7. These have to be 16, don't they? So does that have to be 6, 3 there? I think it does. I need another 9. I think the only way I can get it is like this. Now I get a 6 here. Okay, so we're off and running again. We're not completely and utterly disastrously out of it, I don't think. And this can't be a 1, and this can't be a 1. Now, come on. Oh, this is a 1 actually. That is a 1. These can't be 5. So I've got a 6, 7, 9 triple in column 1. How long have I been going at this for 68 minutes? I've only just started. It's such a delight, a puzzle like this. You just get lost in it. Now, what I might do, which is frivolous, but I'm tempted to do it, is pencil mark these cells in case. No, I don't. I will pencil mark them. I don't think they're doing anything. 3, 5, 8, 9 into those 2, those 3, and that can't be a 3. And these ones are 4, 7, 8, 9. And that one can't be 7. Now, is there anything we can do with that? I don't think there is. So which clues have we not used? Because I feel like there must be some. I've still not really used the 81 clue, have I? How is that working? We know that this heptomino had to add up to something. Was it 36? At the moment I've got 11 in it, so I need 25 more. So if this was a 5, they would add up to 20. If this was a 7, these would add up to 18. That's not interesting at all. Oh, I know what I could do. Oh, please. Yes. Yes. Look at my 34 clue. These had to add up to 11. You know what I should have done? I should have drawn a line here. That would have drawn me to that much earlier. These add up to 11, and that's a 6 now. So these have to add up to 5. So they've got to be a 2-3 pair, and that one can only be one of the two. So that's 2. That's 3. This is 1. This is 4. So this is 1. This is 2. Come on. Please, please, please don't just do this bit. Please do something else. No, 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 no. That's not very good. Oh dear, oh dear. That's totally distressing. No, 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 no. Really? Okay, what do we need here then? So we need 4, 5, 8, 9. Thing is, this is oh, I know what it might be. We might be able to restrict these. Let's just keep going with our pencil marking. Here we need 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible pencil mark, and you have to forgive me. But is there something we can say about these cells now? What do they have to add up to? They had to add up. These were 30, I think. Now, why did I think that? Yeah, that's correct. That's the pink clue. So this is 180, isn't it? Minus the 150 means these add up to 30. So by the row logic, these add up to 15. Right. So that if that was a 9, that won't work, because this would be, in fact, if this is 9 or 8, it won't work. Because even if I put 6 with it, this can't be a 1. So this digit is quite a small digit. It's 4 or 5. And, okay. I really hope one of those doesn't. Actually, I hope this can be a 5. That would fix this one. So can this be a 4? These would have to add up to 11. Oh, they can. Only just. Really, that only works one way. I think with 9 too. Or maybe I can get rid of 5 then. So if this is 5, these add up to 10. No, that could work. That could be 3, 7. There aren't many ways this works, actually. It's this digit that I think is going to be. So let's go through it again. So if this is 4, these add up to 11. 6, 5 won't work. 7, 4 won't work. And 9, 2 might work. And if this is 5, then these add up to 10. And 6, so this is never 6. So this is always 6 in the column. So this is never 6. Sorry, and if this is 5, these have to add up to 10, so that has to be a 3. So it would be 7, 3. So this is either 7, 3 or 9, 2. And so 6. No. 6 is in one of two places in this box. So 6 is on, hang on, 6 is on this line. Now, what was this line adding up to? Was it 19? I think it was 19. So it's 2 digits on there that add up to 13, which are either 4, 9 or 5, 8. Where's 8 in the row? That feels like an enormous deduction. Why? Yeah, 8. So 8 can't be in here because the other 2 digits would have to add up to 7. Wow. So this is 8, 6, 5, I think. Therefore, this is 7. This is 7. This is 5. These have to add up to, I think it was 11. So 3, 1. So this is 2. And these have to be, this has to be 4 now. And this has to be 9. So 9, 7, 9. All gets fixed. This is 9. This is 8. Come on. 9, 8. This is 3, 7. These are not 4 or 9. So this is 5, 8. But surely we can we get these 3 now using the 81 clue? Because the 81 clue meant those added up to 36, and I've now got 15 and 1 is 16, so these add up to 20. So can that be a 389? It would work. Can that be a 7? Then I need these to add up to 30. I don't believe it. No. I think it works either way round. If that's 3, that's 8, 9. And if that's 7, it's 8, 5. So it doesn't... Oh, that's absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, I was convinced that was going to do something. But I'm sure, he says, I'm not sure at all. We can do more in this box, surely. What do I need? 2, 4, 5, 6. And I can't put 2 into these. So these are 4, 5, 6. And this is not 6. So we're very close to figuring something out. Probably. So what? Okay, there's no 6 in there. So 5, 6, 8, 3, 7. So these digits are not. These digits have only got 4 options. They are not 5, 6, 8. They're not 3, 7. So what are they? 1, 2, 4, 9. That isn't 1. And I don't know. That doesn't seem to be it. What about those? What about these? I don't think we're a million miles away from finishing it. I just have to spot the right clue, which might be easier said than done. So I thought it was going to be the brown clue. But somehow that seems to work. Let's check those. So if this was 3, 8, 9, that would make this a 2 or a 4. Or the other option was 7, 8, 5, wasn't it? So 5, 7, 8. That doesn't seem to do anything to that cell. It would make that cell a 4 or a 6. And it would make this cell a 5. Oh, no, okay. There must be a clue I've not used, he says glibly. What about that one? Have I used that one? Oh, no, I used that one right at the beginning to get my 1, 2, 3 triple at the bottom of column 4. 74. Oh, have I used that? No, I did use that one to get that cross there. The 188 was used. Did we use that one? Well, the thing is, it's not going to help me because it's to do with this total, which I well, actually, hang on. Does that give me the... oh, no, because those three are already in a triple. That doesn't work. So it's not this one. The 241. Oh, yeah, it could be this one. Because we worked out, didn't we? I haven't thought about this for ages. The top three cells of column 9 are equal to 29. So 45 minus 29, 16. So can that be a 6? These would be adding up to 10. 3, 7 would work. Okay, can this be a 2? These would add up to 14. And they could be 9, 5. Oh, they could only do that if they were 9, 5. So 2, 5, 9. Does that break anything? 6, 8 down here. 5, 9 here. 5, 9 here or there. Don't think it breaks anything. Right, what about if this is 1? These have to add up to 8, 7 would work. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, but it doesn't seem to be that one, so it's not this one. 175 goes with that one, so it's that rectangle, which... I haven't looked at this one, have I? No, I don't think I've ever looked at this one. Right. Yeah, okay. We can at least narrow some of this down, because remember those three added up to 20? Well, they're the same as those. So whatever I put in there, effectively those add up to 40. Because whatever I put in there, the opposite goes in here, and we've seen it works both ways round. So they add up to 20. 26, 36. Okay, the maths of this are going to be horrendous. So I've got 36 there, 46, 56, 62. 62 and 90 is 152. So these digits, 152, 23, those digits there. Let's try and make them a nice colour. I've totally run out of colours. No, I don't like that one either. That one. Yeah. Okay, that adds up to 23. So it doesn't look actually like it's under much pressure, if I'm honest. What about that clue? No, I used that to get that. This clue I've used, that clue I've used. Must be this clue. This is the only clue I've not used. 20, so 26, so these add up to 19. So these add up to 19, but these add up to 23. I don't really even know how to... No, I don't know which one of these we should narrow down. Okay, so if that's 8, I need... It's going to be easy, isn't it? If that's 9... Or maybe... I don't know how to narrow this down. If that's 9... Do we get into any pickles? That would be 8. If that's 9, I know what all these are. They're 8, 5, 7. So this would be 4, 2. So if that's 9, they're 15. And what did I say these had to be? 23. So if that's 9, These add up to 8, and they could be 6 too. Yeah, this is not going to be it, is it? That's 4. 4, 2, 5 would. If that's 4, at least I would know what they were. 4, 2, and 5 add up to 11, so these would add up to 12. Oh, that's okay. That is not 4. Because if that's 4, I think that has to be 8, 4 to add up to the extra 12 we need. 8. If this is 4, 5, 2, that's 11. So these should add up to 12. And the only way we've got left is 8, 4, which we'd already have used. So this is 1, 2, or 9. 1, 8, 4 is 13. These would have to add up to 10. Right, that's not 1 either, actually. I didn't realise this, but if that's a 1, those two can't add up to enough because they can only add up to 9. So this is 2 or 9. I've proved that 9 can work. Why can't 2 work? Well, 2, 4, 5. This would have to... Oh, that works, though, this way around. Because if that's 2... If this is 2, 4, 5, which it would be, just as when this was 4, it was 4, 2, 5, just in a different order. But now you do have a way of making these add up to 12 without it breaking, because you can go 2, 8, 4. 2, 8, 4. 2, 8, 4. So this would be 9. There's something wrong with this. I don't think I've got enough digits in the column. 2, 2, 8, 4. Yeah, where are you putting... I've got 1 and 6 looking at this cell. I could put one of them there. 2, 8, 4. Yeah, that's just nonsense. Yeah, if you take away the opportunity for either of these cells, if neither of those cells can be 1 or 6, where are you putting 1 and 6 in this column? The answer's nowhere. Well, one cell. Not enough cells for both digits. So one of these is a 1 or a 6. So this can never be a 4, 8. So that can never be a 2. And that means this is a 9. That is not easy. But is it going... Yes, this is going to do my 20 sum over here. So this is going to be 8, 5, which we know goes with 7. So this should be 3, 8, 9. Now this is 4, 2. Now let's just check. So now we've got 15. So we need 8 here. I think there's only one way to do it, which is 6 here and 2 here and 4 here. And 6 and 5. And 8 and 5 and 1. Oh, I thought it wasn't working, but it did work. Right, so none of these is 8. This 8, 9 is done. 8, 9, 4, 7. 5 comes out of these here. So 3, 9, 4, 7, 2, 6. These haven't got 6 in them. Let's remember that those had to add up to something. I think it was 16. So maybe that's become difficult. Yeah, if this was 2, how do you make those add up to 14 now? There's no way. So this has got to be 6. That's 2. I'm glibly saying that because I'm assuming there'll be a way to make these add up to 10, and there is. Oh, and the way is going to give me a 3 in the corner, actually. So I'm going to hold off on that for a second. Right, 9, 8, 6, 4, 6, 5... 5, 8. Yeah, this is still going. 1, 4. 1. What's that digit? 2. Seems to be. 7. 3. That's absolutely wonderful. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its vision. Now, if this is right, which it is, that is a fantastic puzzle. Isn't it? Fantastic. That's very original and super interesting. And I think if you like arithmetic a little bit, you'll just love that. It's just, how long it's taken me a long time, but hey, it's been a week of long videos. I know sometimes that might be bad, but it's the way the puzzles come up. And I absolutely love that. Actually, I better stop the recording soon because I need to get it edited and uploaded in time for 8:30, and it's now 7 minutes to 6. So I should do that. But Fitzy, fantastic puzzle. Absolutely fantastic. Loved every moment of that. It's flown past. And yeah, let me know how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.